Welcome. I want to tell you something honestly, something that most people will never understand in their entire life. This is not the kind of video where I give you 3 quick tips and disappear. This is something deeper, something that can change the way you think, speak, and live forever. Today we're talking about something that looks weak, but is actually the strongest weapon you'll ever have. We're talking about silence, real silence, the kind that makes people respect you without you saying a word, the kind that gives you power when everyone else is losing control. We live in a world where everyone is shouting, posting, explaining, arguing, trying to prove they're right. Everyone wants attention. Everyone needs validation. Everyone feels they must speak to matter. But here's what nobody tells you. The loudest person in the room is often the weakest one. The person who talks the most is usually the one with the least to say. The person who needs to prove everything is the one who understands nothing. And the person who reacts to everything is the one who controls nothing. So today I'm asking you to slow down and truly listen. Because if you understand what I'm about to share, you will become a completely different person. You will become someone people can't manipulate, someone people can't break, someone people can't control. This video is not just for people who want to improve their English. This is for people who are tired of being hurt by words, tired of losing their peace, tired of giving their power away to everyone who doesn't deserve it. This is for people who are ready to take their life back. And I promise you this, if you stay with me till the end, you will learn a kind of power most people search for their whole life but never find. This video is not just motivation, it also builds powerful English. Every word is simple. Every sentence teaches you strength and clarity. It's not just about speaking better English, it's about thinking better, living better, becoming better. So let's begin. Let's discover why silence is not weakness, why silence is the greatest power you will ever own. In this world, people think that talking makes them powerful. They think if they explain more, argue louder, post longer messages, they'll win. But the truth is exactly the opposite. The more you talk, the more power you lose. Every time you feel the need to explain yourself to someone who doesn't respect you, you give them control. Every time you argue with someone who doesn't want to understand, you waste your energy. Every time you react to disrespect with more words, you show them they can break you. Silence is different. Silence doesn't explain, it observes. Silence doesn't argue, it understands. Silence doesn't react, it responds when necessary and only when necessary. When you stay silent, something magical happens. People become uncomfortable, they start wondering what you're thinking, they start questioning if they hurt you or if you're simply too strong to care. And that confusion is your power. Think about the people you respect most in your life. Are they the ones who talk constantly, or are they the ones who speak only when it truly matters? Are they loud or are they calm? Are they always explaining themselves, or do they just live with quiet confidence? You already know the answer. The strongest people don't need to tell you they're strong, you just feel it. The wisest people don't need to prove they're wise, you just know it. And the most powerful people don't need to react to everything, they choose silence and let their presence speak. Silence is not about being cold or distant. Silence is not about ignoring people or pretending you don't care. Silence is about understanding that not everything deserves your words. Not everyone deserves your explanation. Not every situation requires your reaction. There are moments in life when speaking is necessary, when your voice is needed, when silence would be wrong. But those moments are rare, much rarer than you think. Most of the time, silence is the answer. Silence is the solution. Silence is the way forward. Let me tell you about a man I once knew. He was intelligent, hardworking, respected by everyone. But one day, someone at his workplace spread lies about him. Terrible lies that damaged his reputation. Lies that made people look at him differently. Everyone expected him to fight back. Everyone waited for him to defend himself, to post his side of the story, to call meetings, to explain everything. But he didn't. He said nothing. Absolutely nothing. People started talking. Some said he was guilty, some said he was weak, some said he didn't care anymore, but he remained silent, working quietly, living normally, as if nothing had happened. Months passed. Then one day, the truth came out naturally. The person who spread the lies was exposed by their own mistakes. And suddenly, everyone remembered this man's silence, but now they saw it differently. They didn't see weakness anymore, they saw strength. They didn't see guilt, they saw dignity. They didn't see someone who couldn't defend himself. They saw someone who didn't need to because the truth was already on his side. His silence became more powerful than any words could have been. His silence became his reputation, his character, his proof. And those who doubted him felt ashamed, not because he said anything, but because he didn't need to. That's the power of silence. When you stay silent, you don't give people ammunition to use against you. When you stay silent, you don't waste energy fighting battles that don't matter. When you stay silent, you force the truth to rise on its own. Silence protects your peace. Every time you choose not to argue, not to explain, not to defend yourself to people who already made up their minds, you save your energy. You keep your power. You maintain your calm. You stay in control. Most people lose their peace because they feel they must respond to everything. Someone insults them online, they must reply. Someone misunderstands them, they must explain. Someone disrespects them, they must fight back. But why? Why do you need to prove yourself to people who don't matter? Why do you need to explain your truth to people who prefer lies? Why do you need to fight with people who enjoy drama? You don't. And the moment you realize this, you become free. Silence is also protection from saying things you'll regret. How many times have you said something in anger that you wished you could take back? How many relationships have been damaged because you spoke too fast, too loud, too emotionally? Words can't be unsaid. Once they leave your mouth, they exist forever in someone's memory. You can apologize, you can explain what you meant, but the damage is already done. Silence prevents this. Silence gives you time to think, to calm down, to choose your words wisely. The next time someone makes you angry before you speak, pause, take a breath, count to 5, feel the anger but don't let it control your mouth. In those few seconds, you'll realize that most of what you wanted to say wasn't even necessary. You'll realize that responding would only make things worse. You'll realize that silence is not cowardice, it's wisdom. It's choosing peace over being right, choosing your future over winning a moment. Silence also makes you mysterious, and mystery is magnetic. When people can't read you, when they don't know what you're thinking, when you don't share everything, they become curious. They pay attention. They respect your boundaries. They value your words when you finally do speak. But when you talk too much, when you share everything, when everyone knows your thoughts, your plans, your problems, you become predictable. And what's predictable loses value, loses respect, loses power. The most powerful people in the world understand this. They don't post every thought on social media. They don't explain every decision they make. They don't share every detail of their life. They move in silence. They build in silence. They grow in silence. And when people finally see their results, they're shocked. They ask, how did you do all this? When did this happen? Why didn't you tell anyone? And the answer is always the same, because I was too busy building to talk about it. That's how you should live. Stop announcing every plan. Stop sharing every struggle. Stop posting every achievement before it's complete. Let your silence create curiosity. Let your actions create respect. Let your results speak louder than your words ever could. Silence also protects you from energy vampires. There are people in this world who feed on your reactions, people who say hurtful things just to see you upset, people who create drama just to watch you lose control. If you react, you give them exactly what they want. You give them power over your emotions, over your peace, over your day. But if you stay silent, you take that power away. You starve their ego. You refuse to play their game. They'll try harder at first. They'll say worse things. They'll push your buttons. They'll try to force a reaction. But if you remain silent, if you stay calm, if you refuse to give them your energy, they'll eventually give up and move on to someone else. This is how you win without fighting. This is how you protect your peace without drama. This is how you show strength without saying a single word. Silence is your shield, your armor, your protection against people who want to destroy your peace. But silence is not always easy. There will be moments when staying silent feels impossible. Moments when your pride screams at you to speak. Moments when your ego demands that you defend yourself, prove yourself, fight back. In those moments, you must remember why you chose silence in the first place. You chose it for your peace, for your power, for your future. You chose it because you understand that temporary satisfaction from winning an argument is nothing compared to lasting peace from staying silent. You chose it because you know that most battles aren't worth fighting, most people aren't worth your energy, and most words aren't worth saying. You chose silence because you're building something bigger than other people's opinions. Silence doesn't mean you're weak, it means you're wise. Silence doesn't mean you're afraid, it means you're in control. Silence doesn't mean you don't care, it means you care about the right things, your peace, your growth, your future. There's a saying that goes like this: empty vessels make the most noise. A barrel full of water doesn't make sound when you move it, but an empty barrel makes loud noise with every movement. The same is true for people. People who are truly confident, truly powerful, truly secure don't need to announce it constantly. They don't need to prove it, defend it, or explain it. Their presence speaks for itself. Their actions prove everything. Their silence is their signature. But people who are insecure, weak, or empty inside, they're the ones who talk the most. They're the ones who constantly need to remind you how great they are, how right they are, how much they know. They're loud because they're empty. So ask yourself today, are you full or empty? Are you powerful or pretending? Are you confident or compensating? Because if you're truly strong, you don't need to tell everyone. They'll feel it in your silence. Now let me teach you how to practice the power of silence in your daily life. It's not something that happens overnight. It's a skill, a discipline, a daily choice. But once you master it, your entire life will change. First, practice the pause before you react to anything, before you respond to any message, before you speak in any argument. Pause. Take 3 deep breaths, count to 5, wait 10 seconds. Create space between the trigger and your response. In that space, something powerful happens. Your emotion starts to calm, your mind starts to think, your wisdom starts to speak, and you realize that most of what you wanted to say wasn't necessary, wasn't helpful, wasn't true. Second, ask yourself 3 questions before you speak. Is it true? Is it necessary? Is it kind? If the answer to any of these is no, then stay silent. Most problems in life come from speaking when silence would have been better. Third, practice silence in small moments. When someone cuts you off in traffic, stay silent. When someone forgets to say thank you, stay silent. When someone makes a rude comment, stay silent. These small moments are your training, your practice, your preparation for bigger challenges. Fourth, protect your plans with silence. Don't tell everyone what you're working on. Don't announce your goals before you achieve them. Don't share your dreams with people who don't believe in you. Let your silence protect your vision until it becomes your reality. Fifth, use silence as a response. When someone insults you, stay silent. When someone tries to argue, stay silent. When someone wants drama, stay silent. Your silence will confuse them, calm the situation, and often make them realize their own foolishness. Silence is uncomfortable for people who thrive on chaos. They need your reaction to feel powerful. They need your words to feel validated. They need your emotion to feel satisfied. When you give them nothing, when you stay silent, you take away their power. And finally, remember that silence is not permanent. You're not choosing to be silent forever. You're choosing to be silent until the right moment. You're choosing to speak only when your words will create value, solve problems, or build something better. The wise person knows when to speak and when to stay silent. The fool speaks all the time and wonders why nobody listens. Be the wise one. Be the one who values their words so much that they only use them when they truly matter. There's incredible peace in silence. When you stop trying to convince everyone, when you stop defending yourself constantly, when you stop reacting to everything, something beautiful happens. You start to feel light, free, unshakable. You realize that your worth was never determined by other people's opinions. Your truth was never dependent on other people's belief. Your power was never given to you by others, so it can't be taken away by them either. Silence teaches you to trust yourself. It teaches you that you don't need everyone's approval. You don't need everyone's understanding. You don't need everyone to like you. You just need to live your truth quietly, powerfully, peacefully. And when you do this, when you master the art of silence, people will start to respect you differently. They'll see strength in your calm, they'll see wisdom in your restraint, they'll see power in your peace. You won't need to demand respect. You'll command it naturally. Your silence will become your reputation. People will say things like, they never react, they never argue, they never lose control. They're different, they're strong, they're untouchable, and that reputation is worth more than winning 1,000 arguments. So, from today, I challenge you to practice the power of silence. Choose it when your ego wants to speak. Choose it when your anger wants to explode. Choose it when your pride wants to defend. Choose it even when it's hard, especially when it's hard, because silence is not about being weak. It's about being wise. Silence is not about losing. It's about protecting what matters. Silence is not about giving up. It's about choosing peace over chaos, power over reaction, freedom over control. The world is loud enough. The world has enough noise, enough arguments, enough explanations, enough drama. What the world needs now is people who understand the power of silence, people who can stay calm when everyone else is losing control. Be that person. Be the one who doesn't react to every insult. Be the one who doesn't engage in every argument. Be the one who doesn't need to prove anything because you're too busy building everything. Let your silence be your strength. Let your calm be your confidence. Let your peace be your power. And let your life speak so loudly that your words become unnecessary. Because at the end of the day, the most powerful thing you can ever say is nothing at all. The strongest response you can ever give is silence. The greatest victory you can ever win is peace. And now you know the secret. Silence is not the absence of power, it's the presence of control. It's not weakness, it's wisdom. It's not running away, it's rising above. It's not giving up, it's refusing to play a game that was designed to make you lose. So carry this lesson with you every day. When the world tries to pull you into chaos, remember the power of silence. When people try to break your peace, remember the power of silence. When life gets loud, remember the power of silence. Stay calm, stay quiet, stay powerful. Because sometimes the loudest thing you can ever do is absolutely nothing. And that silence, that beautiful, peaceful, powerful silence, that's where your true strength lives. Thank you for watching this video. I hope it changed something in you. I hope it gave you permission to stop explaining, stop defending, stop fighting, and just be. Just live, just grow, just win in silence. From my heart to yours, may you find the courage to stay silent when everyone expects you to speak. May you find the strength to walk away when everyone expects you to fight. May you find the peace that comes from knowing you don't need to prove anything to anyone. Take care of yourself, protect your energy, and never forget that your silence is not your weakness, it's your superpower. Until next time, stay strong, stay silent, stay free.